Welcome boys and girls from YouTube. My name is Sloth, this is the Sloth Forge, and thanks a lot for stopping by on today's video. In this video, I just want to showcase you some small strategies, or not actually strategies, but just some small tips to increase your drops in general. Not only gear, but also other drops like gold and talents. The first tip I'm going to show you is a quite obvious one. It's in the war room of your island. Here you have 3 different talent paths, if you want to say so. And the right talent path is mostly focused on your drop rates. So for example, as I said, some increased gold, or just a chance that you recover tempering sand materials. Also, yeah, just some increased legendary equipment, for example. And then there is this talent, the treasure sands. This is definitely one of the most important talents in my opinion. I know it has only a 10% chance to activate, but when it activates, then you drop 2 additional mythical equipment items, which is quite cool. Now, I think that those mythical items, they have like a 25% chance or so to drop in a difficulty 20 dungeon. So I know that only 10% it is not much, but 2 additional mythical items is quite cool. So this is definitely one of those talents which I would recommend you to go for sooner or later, probably sooner than later. But there are also some other good ones, for example, the Captain's License. If you are interested in the PvP, this is definitely one of those talents that you want to grab relatively soon. And yeah, just in general, most of those talents are good, and sooner or later you will obviously upgrade them all to the max level. But yeah, early on I would definitely focus on the treasure sands. And this is the first tip. This was a quite obvious one. Now the second tip is something that I think a lot of people actually forgot or don't think about. It is about the luck crystal. Now, I already mentioned this in my crystal video, but I want just to mention this once again real quick. I would absolutely recommend everyone to use this luck crystal, because it will increase just your drops in all challenge mode dungeons by 15%. I think it is up to 20% or so, which is quite cool. So I would definitely use this crystal. Now, the question is, when do you start to use this crystal? Obviously, once you can clear stage 6, then I would absolutely start to use this crystal actually. Now the big question is, what crystal do you want to swap? I would say it depends a little bit on if you struggle to survive or not. Because if you struggle to survive, then obviously you want to keep all your defensive crystals, and vice versa. If you don't struggle to survive, then of course you can just swap one of your defensive crystals and keep your offensive crystals. Now, if you only have room for one offensive crystal, then I would not recommend to use the defense penalty, but to use instead the damage bonus, because the damage bonus crystal just has more impact on your overall damage than the defense penalty. And the same actually with those defensive crystals. If you struggle, or if you only have room for one defensive crystal, then I would go with the damage reduction crystal, because here once again this has more impact on your survivability than the attack down crystal. And also, just to mention this as well, you can increase, I already explained this in my crystal video as well, but you can increase the level of your crystals by crafting. And I would absolutely now use all your chests that hopefully you have some left. I would use all of them to get some luck crystals and combine those luck crystals, so that you can acquire some additional legendary luck crystals, which then you can combine with your main crystal to increase his level further and further. And yeah, that's it pretty much. When combining those crystals, in my video I was not sure if it is better to combine a level 3 crystal or a high level crystal and a low level crystal, or 2 high level crystals. Now I'm relatively sure that it is actually better to combine 2 high level crystals. Because yeah, if we just look at those rates here, if we combine 2 level 3 crystals, we have a 38% chance of getting a legendary one. While if we combine a level 3 and a level 1 crystal, then we only have a 15% chance. So generally speaking, it seems to be just better to combine 2 level 3 crystals. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole strategy, the whole ideas that I wanted to share with you. And I really hope that that it was useful for you. If you have any other tips to increase your drop rates in general, if I forgot to mention something, please let me know in the comments below. But well, that's it pretty much for today. Thank you very much for stopping by, and see you in the next one.